Hello, my name is Caroline Steele, and today I am doing my persuasive speech about if it's morally okay to force people to work or force healthcare workers to work during this national pandemic. It is not okay to force these healthcare providers who do so much for people every day to work during this pandemic. They did not sign up to put their lives at risk. So if I am a lifeguard, right, which I am, and there's somebody drowning, we try to go save them. But once it becomes where it puts my life at risk, then we are told to leave them and try to help them any other way. But if we can't directly save them, then we have to we have to try anything else. And if not, then we have to send a float and let them try to save themselves. And that is what is going on with the COVID-19 going across the world right now. Everyone is the talk of everybody to talk about if these healthcare providers should have to work. And no, they should not have to work. Unless there is an incentive in place, they should not have to work. Because at every hospital, every healthcare office, every retirement home, everywhere, there is a shortage of PPE, which is personal protective equipment that saves these healthcare providers from getting the disease. And if they don't have, the odds are 1 in 800 people would get COVID-19 if they had proper PPE, but there's 1 in 200 if they do not. And that statistic is crazy. The difference is just absolutely ridiculous. There should be proper PPE put in place for these hospitals, but that's besides the point. These people, they do so much. Why are we forcing them? Why are we even talking about having to force them to work? There were 75 deaths so far in Italy, that first wave, and now there's over thousands of healthcare providers that have gotten COVID-19 from their job, and it should not be like that, but it is due to the lack of personal protective equipment. British Columbia actually put out a statement that said, when individual healthcare workers face certain and significant harm to their person, such as may be the case in performing some healthcare activities without appropriate PPE, that duty may be discharged. I think that statement shows what should really be implemented across the world, because they are not volunteered, they are being forced. And if this is their life, this is their career, they get paid a certain amount of money every year to do this, and they are getting fired because they're not working. And should we really have to weigh down life to literal life or death for not just people who are infected, but now for people who don't want to get infected, and that's their lifeline? Now, to be completely honest, if these healthcare workers are refusing to treat patients on COVID-19 wings and it's dangerous to work in ERs, there will be multiple deaths within the hospitals due to the fact of understaffing and lack of PPE. But there would be more staff willing to work if there was proper PPE put in place. But since there's no proper PPE, these people are putting their lives in danger. No. While there are multiple different people who all have different morals, different ethics, and different views, I really personally believe that these healthcare providers should not be forced to have to work during this national pandemic, no matter what. If they want to, that is fine by all means. But these people, they have lives, they have children, they have spouses, they have partners, and it would just it's a huge decision to make to either put food on the table or potentially infect your entire family with a disease that if you have diabetes or you have asthma, then it is very, the chances of survival with that are really rare. Especially in America, where this is supposed to be the land of the free, why should we have to force people? I don't think we should. I think there should be, instead of all of these other things that people have been trying to do, I think an incentive needs to be brought into play, and they need to have incentives for these healthcare providers, because all of the nurses right now are way overworked and way underpaid for what they're dealing with. So if there were incentives, people would be more likely to volunteer, but other than that, people should not be forced to work during a national pandemic.